Hey everyone! So the ADC update has been released a week ago and I, just like all the other players, had so much fun trying out all the new stuff. I've eagerly experimented with Miss Fortune in this new environment. She absolutely loves the changes in the bot lane meta and quite a few things work on her now. However, I finally found a build that I really enjoy, that is very well rounded and performs impeccably at every stage of the game. It works against tanks, against assassins, gives you good dueling power and also has strong objective control, a department in which MF's standard lethality build is severely lacking. I will now go over my rune page and then over my item build, so you know exactly what you need to do to have the best chance at gaining some LP. Well, this is the rune page, Domination plus Sorcery. The keystone is Dark Harvest. It currently is the best keystone statistically, especially in higher elo. I would imagine that in lower elo players simply die too often or take unnecessary damage because they greed for souls. Also happens to me more often than I'm willing to admit. The easy fix? Don't pick up souls if they are not 100% free and uncontested by the enemy. Easier said than done though. This keystone gives Miss Fortune a crazy good scaling into the late game and therefore bolsters her biggest weakness. It does the most damage the longer you can stay alive in teamfights, so position carefully. In the second row I go for Taste of Blood. It provides significant healing in lane, which is even more important after all the health regen values of the ADCs got nerfed. It helps you to stay in lane and winning trades against the enemy ADC. The third row is an easy pick with Eyeball Collection. It gives you 18 AD when fully stacked, and stacking it is fairly easy as soon as you get your Duskblade. The fourth row got an interesting addition for MF in the form of Ultimate Hunter. Your ulti has an enormous impact and the sooner you have it ready the better. Pre-patch, this row was rather weak for MF, but this new rune changed all of that. Auto include. In the secondary path you take Celerity on the one hand and Gathering Storm on the other. The in-combat movement speed from Celerity allows you to better run around in teamfights, collecting souls and proccing Dark Harvest. Gathering Storm provides you as much AD as possible and allows you to be a true monster late game. Okay, now on itemization. This is where things get really interesting. First of all, you rush a Duskblade for your first item. Not only does this allow you to stack your Eyeball Collection as soon as possible, but the lethality of course makes your early to mid game so much more deadly. Well, most MF builds include this item, so I don't think I need to elaborate any further. As soon as Duskblade is finished, you should buy Berserker's Greaves. Stat websites show that these boots are currently performing extremely well on Miss Fortune, and since we don't have any attack speed from our rune page, they are even more important in this build. After boots, you round off your core build with the item Death's Dance, and this item really does everything for you. Your keystone and your ulti heal you now, the lifesteal lets you basically ignore enemy poke damage, the bleed passive prevents assassins from eating you, and while you still cannot pierce through enemy tanks, you easily out-heal their damage while kiting away from them. At this point you are pretty much good to go. Now you want to enhance your damage from Dark Harvest and from your ulti as much as possible in order to become a true monster in teamfights. You accomplish this most of the time by buying Lord Dominik's Regards, which now gives total armor penetration. However, against very strong healing champions, you will have to trade 10% of Lord Dominik's armor pen for the Grievous Wounds passive of Mortal Reminder. These champions include Dr. Mundo, Maokai, Vladimir or Fiora, just to name a few of them. There are many more though, so be aware of the enemy team when deciding which Last Whisper item to buy. Now you have bought 175 AD in items and Gathering Storm and Eyeball Collection should already start to kick into gear by now. There are two items in the game that basically boost your AD by a percentage, namely the new Stormrazor and Ginzo's Rageblade. Percentage boosts of course get better the more AD you already have, so this is pretty much optimal. Rageblade boosts your bonus AD by 24% in prolonged fights and also comes with a physical on-hit damage equal to 10% of your bonus AD. Stormrazor on the other hand gives you a mini crit if you haven't attacked for a few seconds, which is equal to a 60% total AD buff for one auto attack. Coincidentally, you have exactly 2 open item slots left. Therefore, the only remaining question is, which item do you buy first? The answer is simple. Against tanky teams, you buy Rageblade before Stormrazor, since prolonged fights are more likely to happen. And against squishy teams, you buy Stormrazor before Rageblade, since all you really need to do is crit them in the face with one Dark Harvest proc and they just explode. Both of these items, by the way, also come with a lot of attack speed and therefore help you taking down key objectives late game, such as Baron, Dragon or Towers. The only downside to this build really is that it has a little less burst damage than the full lethality builds. In every other way, however, it is superior. You are way safer, you push better, you control objectives better, and you deal with tanks better. If you enjoy this build, leave me a like, and if you want to see it in action, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on when I post the videos. Well, have a nice day and see you next time.